Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard, and I'm constantly asked about genetically modified wheat. And wheat is not an approved genetically modified food. There are only 9 approved genetically modified foods, and that includes sugar beets and soy and corn and cottonseed oil, yellow squash, zucchini, papayas, alfalfa, and rapeseed oil, which is made to use canola oil, and wheat is not one of them. But back in 1998 to 2001, Monsanto actually did some experiments with wheat fields that were genetically modified in the Pacific Northwest. And since then, on 3 different occasions, they found a handful, usually 10 or 20 different genetically modified plants. And Monsanto had to pay big fines to these farmers for that, up to $350,000 in one settlement and $2.4 million in another settlement, because these farmers actually now have to regularly test their crops for rogue genetically modified plants. Countries like Japan and Korea have blocked, South Korea, have blocked the importation of our U.S. wheat because of the risk of this genetically modified contamination. It's a problem. They seem to have it under control because the farmers are testing for it. But there's not a whole lot we can do except write our senators, write our congressmen and women, and of course thank the farmers for actually doing this work to really scrub and watch out for this genetically modified plant that seems to crop up here every once in a while. The big issue about genetically modified wheat, though, is the herbicide called Roundup or glyphosate. And this wheat, and the genetically modified plants are resistant to this herbicide. So they can spray it on all their crops and the weeds don't grow, but the plant lives. Well, the problem with that is that we eat those plants and the Roundup is on those plants. And when it goes into our gut, it's been shown in studies to show that it decreases, wipes out, destroys, hurts a lot of our good beneficial bacteria and increases the proliferation of bad bacteria. It creates chronic gut intestinal inflammation. Maybe what's worse than that is the Bt toxin, which is an insecticide they spray on corn. And they found that this Bt toxin keeps the bugs away, which is really bad because the microbes, which make up 90% of the cells in the human body, are also bugs, so it kills them too. And actually it's been shown to drill holes into the intestinal wall. It's been shown to create intestinal inflammation. It's been shown to make us more sensitive, food intolerant to other foods that we normally digest. And they found the link between celiac disease and the use of Bt toxins and glyphosate is directly linked. As the increase of these toxins in GMO Roundup ready foods have increased, so celiac levels have increased as well. I talk a lot about this in my Eat Wheat book, and how to navigate around this is not that difficult. It's not a perfect solution, but a good solution, which is to eat as much organic food as you can, because organic foods, they can't use any of these glyphosates or Roundup or Bt toxins on them. However, you're in a restaurant eating a corn chip. Think of all the high fructose corn syrup that we have been eating for all these years until recently we figured out, oh, this is really bad. But remember, sugar was bad, then corn syrup was better than sugar. And how many years did we do that? How much damage did we do to our intestinal tract? And therefore, how much food intolerance, susceptibility, and vulnerability do we have? And could that somehow be linked to our inability to digest things like wheat and dairy and hard to digest proteins like nuts and seeds and soy and other beans and legumes? People have trouble eating beans, not just wheat. They have trouble eating a lot of hard to digest foods. And these hard to digest foods have been shown in study after study to actually be immune stimulants. In a healthy intestinal tract, those little irritants, hard to digest things, trigger an immune response and keep us super healthy. And what we're doing now is taking hard to digest foods out of our diet because we can't digest them. And we're showing, and science shows, and I've written about this, that the immune strength starts to get less and less and less. The good bugs become less, the bad bugs become more prolific, and we become, the victim, where we become at risk. So it's very interesting to understand, one, we can navigate around the glyphosate, the Roundup, and the Bt toxins by eating organically, but in the restaurants, we really can't do that because we don't know. We're on a vacation, have a papaya on a buffet. Papayas are a genetically modified organism. So it's very difficult. So that's where I put so much energy into helping people understand how to repair, heal, support the quality, integrity of their intestinal skin. That is your protective barrier to all this crazy stuff. And there's 400 billion toxins dumped in the American environment every year. It's not just the glyphosate, it's not just the BT toxins, it's what we breathe. It's in the mercury from the coal mine plumes on every organic vegetable which we eat. So even if we're eating organically, it's not a perfect solution. So we have to take charge, I believe, to protect our intestinal tract, protect our skin, make sure our lymphatic system is draining. And that's what I write in detail about in Eat Wheat, a step-by-step guide to help you troubleshoot, dissect your specific digestive weak link and fix it. And then, of course, I write article after article and video after video of how to do that on my website at lifespa.com, where there's tons and tons of articles, over 700, more than that probably now, archive videos and articles there for you to take a look at and help to troubleshoot your digestion and reboot your ability to digest hard to digest foods and protect you from the crazy toxic world we live in. Okay, thanks for listening. Please check out the article where I link to a lot of the science about particularly the GMO foods. Some of these foods when I listed the GMO, like beets and canola and rapeseed and soy, they find their way into a lot of products. And in the article, I actually list many of the products that these GMO foods are used in that you would never know. So I want you to know to go to that list and go, oh, this might be, I think is a good thing, but actually is genetically modified ingredients in them. So check that out in the article associated with this video at lifespa.com. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard. Hi, did you like this video? Do you like our content here at LifeSpa? You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/John Douillard right here and get this valuable content every week in your inbox.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.